Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you're doing all of the marketing things, posting here, dabbling there, and yet nothing seems to stick? Because activity isn't the same as a marketing system. Let's talk about it. Welcome to From Corporate to CEO, hosted by the Power Move Collective. I'm your host, Nandy B, and this is your daily podcast that proves that you don't have to resign in order to rise. Here, ambitious women like yourself learn how to leverage your paycheck, your skills, and your corporate career to launch and grow your own business. And in just 10 minutes every day, I'll share power moves that will turn your 9 to 5 into your greatest investor. Make sure, however, that you hit subscribe so that you never miss an episode. With that said, let's get on with today's episode. Welcome back to another week. Before we move on to this week's topic at hand, which is all about how you can begin to market like the true CEO, or in this case, CMO, let me give you a quick recap of where we've been so far. What I am doing in the From Podcast to CEO, No Resignation Required, I am essentially trying to awaken the CEO inside of you. I'm trying to take you through a journey from ideation all the way to business launch. What are the steps you need to take? What are the things you need to be thinking about at every step of the way so that you don't just have a hobby that pays you every now and then, but that you truly have a business that gives you real revenue, is scalable and sustainable. In week 1, we talked about you moving from idea overload into what I call the CEO clarity. This is how you can score your ideas and start thinking like a strategist. In week 2, we dug deeper into testing those ideas, building validation habits so that you are making decisions based on data and not just passion. Not that we hate passion, because it's a good driver and it's an important driver in your business journey. In week number 3, we shifted into creating minimum viable offers, testing small, learning fast, and gathering feedback. In week number 4, this was one of my favorites so far. We pulled it all together and designed a clear offer. We were able to use strategy to shape your offer by identifying the problem, the promise, and your path so that you have something real to bring to the market. However, even the best offers will sit untouched if nobody sees it. That is where this week comes in. We are shifting gears into marketing, but not in the overwhelming way that you've seen online. So we are not chasing 5 platforms, no 24/7 hustling. Instead, you are going to learn how to create a simple, reputable marketing system that works with your 9 to 5 job and not against it. I also want to give you a disclaimer. I am a business development strategist. Marketing is something that even I am learning. So we are learning together how to build this structural framework. I do have experience that I can lend to you. And inside of the collective, I am also building my network of experts who will be coming into the Power Move Collective to truly strengthen the knowledge and the expertise that I offer to you guys. But today, in our bite-sized strategy, I am going to be sharing with you a marketing system, the 3-part marketing system that I have personally used to win. So how exactly do you build a marketing system without burning out? It comes down to 3 parts. 1, choosing one channel only, not 10,000 channels. You start with just one. Setting a consistent standard. And 3, creating a simple flow. These are things that I have been able to use pretty successfully to grow my digital content business. And I'm continuing to grow it because a lot of these principles I am using on a daily basis. So let's talk about the first one, choosing one channel. Pick a lane. Honey, pick a lane. If you try to be everywhere all at once, you will end up nowhere. CEOs know that focus creates traction. Ask yourself very seriously, right? Where does my audience already spend their time? For many of you, LinkedIn could be gold, especially if you're leveraging your existing skill set to build that business. But the problem with LinkedIn is that many of us don't want our employer knowing that we're working this business. I'm going to be very honest. For me, I don't do anything right now that is related to my full-time job. No. And most of the time, I also do advise people to try to not have any conflicts with their full-time job. But even then, I'm not interested in my employer knowing what I'm doing outside of work. So for others, it could be YouTube. It could be Instagram. It could be Pinterest, or it could be building a strong email list. You need to choose one primary channel and commit to showing up there as often as possible. I wouldn't say every single day, but showing up consistently. For me, my primary channel is YouTube. If all else fails, all of my energy goes into YouTube because to me, I just prefer the platform. I am not a Instagram girl. I have tried with Instagram. I can't seem to intuitively understand the purpose of it. I think when it was only a picture thing, it made sense to me, but I'm not a let me take fancy picture girly, So YouTube for me is perfect. I love teaching. I love connecting with people on a deeper level. So YouTube for me is perfect. So once you've chosen your channel, the next step is about how you show up on it. Not perfectly, but consistently. So 2, set a consistent standard. Consistency doesn't mean that I have to post every single day. It just means that your audience know to expect you on this day. If it's once a month, they know to expect you once a month. If it's every day, they know to expect you every day. If it's several times a day, they know to expect you several times a day. Because guess what? Your audience will really move to the beat of your drum. But at the same time, don't set yourself up for failure by promising daily posts if you can't sustain it. Instead, create a realistic rhythm that your audience will really come to get to know. So think of it as your marketing heartbeat, steady and sustainable. Now that you know where you will show up and how often, the final piece is making sure that your efforts actually lead to something. That is where the third part of the system comes in. This is where your activities now turn into systems. Every piece of content should guide your audience through a flow. Visibility, engagement, offer. Visibility, the post or the resources that gets you noticed. So every time you are posting something, also, try to make them a little bit more entertaining and fun. This is something even I'm working on, right? Because sometimes it's really easy for me to just plug something from my YouTube channel and put it on there. But sometimes when we're a little bit entertaining, when we're a little bit bolder, we tend to really attract people. And unfortunately, the thing about those bold moves, you are not necessarily making them because as people engage with you, good, bad, or whatever, it brings more eyes to your post. Engagement. The deeper the interaction, a free guide, a workshop, or your email list, the more likely they are to actually participate with you. Because if you have a free download that they can have and make these downloads actually useful. There are so many downloads out there, but very few of them are actually worth the time and the effort. So the offer could be an invitation to work with you. For me, in the description below, there's a link where you can sign up and meet with me for free for 15 minutes. Everyone has access to this. For 15 minutes, we can talk. I can answer questions about the collective. If you have an issue with your business strategy and you need somebody to just brainstorm with, I'm available to meet with you. So without a flow, content is just noise. With a flow, content becomes a system that leads people step by step into your world. So now that you understand the three parts, one channel, one consistent standard, and one simple flow, let's turn that into action. Here is your CEO move of the day or your action plan. Identify your one channel. Once you've identified that channel, set a consistent rhythm that you can handle right now. Please don't do a daily rhythm if you're not there yet. If you've never created content before, if you're new to the channel, start with maybe a monthly cadence. And what I like with a lot of these platforms, you can do batch working. In one day, you can create 3, 4, 5 months worth of content and then schedule it. But make sure though that you still go back and connect and interact with your audience. And then once you've set up your consistent rhythm, sketch your simple workflow. What does that look like? Visibility, engagement, and offer. What does that look like for you? Because that is going to be your first marketing system. And when you have this system mapped out, you finally feel like your marketing has direction as opposed to it just being random posts. Thank you so much for joining me today on From Corporate to CEO. If you loved what you heard today, please subscribe to the show and visit us at powermovecollective.com. And if you are ready to start taking action, here are 2 great options. You can download our free Safe Start Blueprint. It's on our website and the link is also in the description below. However, if you, my darling, are ready to take action and say goodbye to corporate America for good, join us in the Business Plan Mastermind that is kicking off on January 12th, 2026.